Anything that requires time is art. Living, breathing, smoking, shitting.
Welcome to the Art4Artists podcast, where we explore the experience of an artist, one artist at a time. I'm your host, Dios Mac, and today we have the leader of the wholesome era. My son Sim is like the artistic energy of what every artist should encapsulate. They want to build a community. They want to make beautiful art and meaningful art. And I walked into Wholesome Era, this beautiful event that this young man put together, and it was one of the most, not to be corny or cliche, it was one of the most wholesome experiences I've ever had. So I was inspired by meeting this kid. Now I'm just happy to be in the position to literally start a platform where I can speak further with him, because we had a short conversation. He was a busy man in the moment. And now we have him here to answer some questions and tell us more about his journey and what makes him Sims. So
Yeah.
Without further ado, Sim.
Thank you, dude.
Bro.
Thank you again.
Amazing to have you. So happy to have you on the show. So the first question, I'm not going to act like I don't have it written down. We're all written down right now. This is the first episode. So I want you to tell us a little bit about your background and where did you grow up, and then how did you get into art?
Okay, so let's start from all the way back. I grew up in Thailand, born and raised. I grew up in Chinatown.
Chinatown in
Thailand. It's called Curator, and I live a little bit off Yawarat a little bit. You guys might probably know where Yawarat is, because that shit is super big. Can I swear?
Yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
It's the artist podcast. You express yourself.
Fucking we ball. But yeah, like I'm sure that a lot of people know Yawarat. I'm a little bit off Yawarat a little bit.
Okay.
I grew up in, I grew up with my dad, my mom, and my sister, and we moved out of my grandma's house from the attic, like when I was 5, and I got to the new house. I went to public school, Thai public school, like the Thai public school.
Wow.
And that was fun, and there was a lot of times where I was bullied there, a lot of times where I felt like, I was kind of lonely and quiet. But then the one thing that actually bring people together with these made up board games that I draw with papers. Whoa. And I would make it's like Monopoly.
Yeah.
Right? And during breaks, people would come by to me. We'll just play that game. We'll have a game. And then after the break, we'll have another one. We'll have like an entire currency in that game.
Wait. So, pause. You made a game. Like, did you create the game, or was it based off something?
No. Like, not based on anything.
What?
I just did it. I mean, it was like off of something I watched. Like,
Like, it has an inspiration.
Cartoon Network and like anime and like Doraemon, if you know that. Ultraman.
Right.
All that, like old Japanese like cartoons and stuff.
That's impressive in itself, where like your art in its very early stages had an application. You feel me? Like it had something to do for other people. So your first piece of art is a board game that you create for the community, essentially. Or for your
my little classroom
right.
Yeah.
So and then that's where you grew up, that's your background. And then honestly, was that your segue into art? Was you being like, because that's not even a class clown, that's like how you found your way into the social setting.
I just found a way to communicate. I think that was one thing that I felt like it wasn't hard. I'm not like shy or anything.
Right.
I'm just like scared sometimes. I don't even know what to say.
Yeah.
And like from my experience, sometimes like I feel like, oh, I don't know if I'm really heard. Right. But then every time I make something, every time I draw what I feel or what I want to say, it feels heard every single time. It never fails to tell me that. You know what I mean? From my time just making that paperboard games, because it started off because when I was 4, I loved drawing on like paper.
Yeah.
And draw like little stickmen fighting each other and draw the entire war. Like the entire, like the whole thing. I have it in my house in Thailand.
I need to see it, bro.
Like, I'll fire right now.
Fire. Yeah, that's so fire.
But I would draw a lot of it, and that stemmed from that board game. And then at like 12, I was like, no, at like 10, I moved to Canada for like a little like exchange program thing.
Okay, yeah.
And I found out that I have more opportunities to explore what I want to do in like other school system,
Right.
foreign school system, like international
Right.
school
Outside
system.
of time. Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
And so I realized, yo, I have to go to the States. I
Mm-hmm.
can't stay in Thailand to I'm not saying that like my vision will be limited staying in Thailand, but I
Yeah.
know that it will be more complete if I don't stay in Thailand.
Mm,
You see the
mm-hmm.
difference? Because I
Yeah.
still appreciate everything that my house, and I rep Thailand to the
Facts.
whole fucking mile. You know what I mean?
As you should.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so like bringing that to New York, bringing that Thai energy into New York, to the art culture, to the
Mm-hmm.
music realm, to everything in that sense, like it warms me
Wow.
to realize like I get to do that.
Yeah, and you get to be an ambassador, bro, for real. Like,
Type shit. Like
and not only America but Canada too. Like that, your story is like it kind of explains you, but again, it's like it's even the idea of you having the element of speaking through your art, like literally communicating, like feeling more heard through there. It kind of gives your art more of a, how do I say it? Like more of a, like when I saw your, like the piece that spoke to me, like I told you, was was you holding the demon or whatever, because I
it's
believe
like
you
a
call it
little
demon.
like it was kind of like Skull Rider,
Right.
kind of.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
like Ghost Rider.
yeah. It's
Okay.
kind of
So
Skull Rider. There
like
you go.
this image, this powerful image I saw at his art gallery was him holding Ghost Rider, which in itself was like, as he explained to me at the moment, was him holding like his demons. And that image didn't have to have words on it to tell me so much.
Mm.
And that's what I like. Even hearing your story now, it makes a lot of sense where you find your voice, like even like not even that you don't have a strong voice, because you do, you speak very clearly, you have like clear thoughts and very
Yeah,
like complex thoughts, but to then put it to the next thing where it's
yeah,
like when you get into your art bag, it's like, okay, now this is what I'm like, I got a
yeah.
microphone,
You
you feel
gotta be
me?
able to explain that complex out into like visual. You know what I
Right,
mean? Because
right.
it's like you're writing a book to somebody. It's like you're
Mm.
writing a letter. Like you can't just start out, hey,
Hey.
hey, like what's good? No, like,
Yeah,
like
it has to say
yeah,
something, and I like that's what I love, because again, when you came and told me what some of it meant, then it was like, oh, okay, like again, this is not just hey, this is like I'm painting a story and I'm painting my feelings and my
yeah.
expressions.
And it's a lot of it ties back to what art means to me.
Mm-hmm.
I think what art means to me, anything that requires time is art. Living, breathing, smoking,
Mm.
shitting,
Mm.
your food, whatever the case may be, the way you carry yourself, the way you act, the way you draw things, the way you even host an event.
Right.
Everything is well thought out in the sense that you have to respect art in some way, in my mind,
Facts.
because you have to respect time,
Facts.
right?
That's
Respecting yourself is like respecting your time. So in the same way, if respecting your art is like respecting yourself.
mm.
And that's what I carry with.
Yeah.
And I feel like that to me helps me deal with a lot of times that I have to go like, over with myself
Right.
or with the people sometimes that I, you know,
Mm.
wrong and had mistakes or whatever the case may be. But at least I know from my past, from my mistakes, from all of that, I know that I for once actually showed up for me.
For you, facts.
Yeah.
I think that is the perfect way to segue to the second question. What struggles did you find along your journey that may have kept you from making your art?
um, I would have to be like really clear, but I would say a lot of self-esteem stuff, a
Yeah.
lot of guilt, a lot of drugs.
Mm.
I I was actually like, like I was doing a lot of like coke.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I think first year of college,
Right.
and I like made some money from selling clothes before, but I blew it all away
Mm.
because of
On the coke.
on the coke
Yeah.
because like I couldn't respect myself after a breakup that I had.
Mm.
And I couldn't really understand the hookup cultures or none of that because I'm from Thailand. Coming here is like a foreign place,
Mm.
and all to me, love has always been simple.
Mm.
So having that introduced to me and being lied to and being forced to do something I didn't want to in a place I don't even know,
Right.
you have to come back and look at myself. I have to come back and look at myself in the mirror like, damn, I don't even see my own reflection.
Mm.
You see what I mean?
Yeah.
And to me, that that was a lot for me to like overcome that. And I did with Polaris. I did it in a way that, hey, yo, okay, this is like a testament for you as my second show. Like, hey, this is like I'm you showing up for you. I show up for you, Polaris. And now let me ask you what's beyond this. So then I carried on. I started thinking more about what should I do. I got in contact with, Hunt through a conversation in the diner. I started making album covers. And from that, it started a lot of things. The first show started a lot of the direction that I want to be at,
right,
and where I want to carry myself for the next 10, 20, 30 years, how many long I have on this earth. But at least I know that period was so important to me, even though it was tough.
Yeah.
Because I'm sure that everybody has the same kind of hurt. You know what I mean? And I'm not prioritizing or saying that mine is different or more significant than any other people's, because it's not.
Facts.
It's just more of a sense that, hey, I have it too.
Right. And again, you found a way to not only overcome it, but deal with it in a way that, again, I can't stress enough how the community of Wholesome Era feels, like it feels healing. It feels like welcoming, but that's all stemming from that moment where you decided to utilize this darkness and make light. Because again, some people don't make that decision. It's way less easy said than done, like you really are a testament of like turning some dirt into like gold, like that's, and then, again, it's powerful because you have this expression platform. You have this way to like let out your feelings. And I feel like what you said earlier about art being in everything we do, art being in how we spend our time, I feel like that's what a lot of people are owed, is from artists understanding is like, yes, some of us have certain gifts that make it seem like our expressions are louder than other people's. But if you are simply rearranging your furniture simply to get your stress out, that is your own, nobody has to see it.
That's your own grace.
Exactly.
That's and your own self-respect.
Everybody deserves
dude.
the grace. Yeah, exactly.
Like, let me say this. I could have done the show off of clout.
Right.
You know what I mean? I could have just come from a place where, hey, this is straight up money grabbing. Facts. This is straight up, hey, I work with this. I could name thousands of people's and all that and then use their name. And I'm like, bro, me doing that is not respecting what I love. And I can't do that. Like, you don't yell at your mom, do you?
Right.
So you don't yell at
art. I wouldn't ever.
Exactly. So you would never yell at art. Same way. Because you love it.
That's real.
I love it. I don't know any other people. I know for me, for now, for the next, and for the past 21 years, this has been my everything.
Yeah.
And it show up for me every single time. And I feel like doing this show was like me showing up for that lost time I didn't show up for me.
That is hitting, bro, because it's like, before I get into the third question, because the interview's never about, I love being here, but the interview's about him. So like, but the reality is when you say that, it kind of shakes me, because there was moments where my journey became such a struggle for my own art. And all I did was not show up for myself by doing other things that I thought were required to survive, rather than dive further into the thing that was feeding me. And I mean, like, feeding me when, there's certain things, like you could do certain things that you literally just do it for the bread. Like I need to put some money in my pocket. So it doesn't have that same feeding you element.
Right.
But when you put your energy into art, the literal act itself is feeding you. It literally gives something back while you're doing it.
It's a reflection of what you are, and your intention, your everything that you put in that piece, whatever the case may be, it will show. It doesn't lie. Art is like your eyes, bro. Never fucking lies.
And
never lies.
I think that's the most powerful thing, is like having that moment where you realize, like, again, because you said it, and it's funny you said it because it's echoing my other homie, my homie Roman Hotel. He's a music producer, artist, right? He said that music gives back whatever you put into it, right? And it was hard for me to understand in a moment where I was going through it. Like I was struggling. I was trying to figure out how to eat and where I was going to live. And I'm trying to figure out, I was like, how is music going to give back to me? Like I needed to give me bread right now. But the reality is, like, no, you give it your energy and it reciprocates. Like, it's not only immediate, but then it's also going to have the blessing of affecting other people if it's true, if it's honest, So I love speaking to artists for that reason, you know, because every one of us has a connection to art that's so unique, but so similar at the same time. Like
that's why I believe it, man. Like everybody has different kind of love, but we share the same kind of love.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
it's like you said, you don't yell at your mom, you don't yell at art, right? I feel like we're all sharing the same moms. You feel me? Like we all got the same moms. Like we all the kids of this lady that is only loving.
But that shows that everybody like on the base level, we're good people.
Facts. That I needed to hear that because I was like, I hope somebody else feels this because I swear I feel that all the time.
Yeah.
What is your most prized creation and why?
That's a good question. Whoa.
Thank you.
I make a lot. I make a lot of stuff. I would say this show.
For some reason, I knew you were gonna say that.
I mean, yeah,
yeah. Like I love that you said it, but I feel like I was gonna guess it that you were gonna say that. It's so crazy.
Yeah, I feel like that's the thing. Like whatever the latest thing that I put out, that's gonna be my best. I put that my forefront. I will never ever not bring my A game or give shitty effort.
Right.
Because I love what I do.
Yeah. And it's the current, it's the most you that has been released that thus
because
far.
That's the most honest one that I know. I don't know. I know the person in the past too.
Right.
But what I'm showing to the audience or whoever's watching it, if I show that it's just a conversation with a past person, it shouldn't be that. It should be a conversation with yourself. You see what I mean?
Yeah. And it's funny. I'm tapping into a lot of Rick Rubin lately, right? And he was saying something about like the art is always a conversation with you. Once you start making it for the audience, then it loses that authenticity.
Don't ever make shit just to impress people.
Right.
Like that's so cliche. Everybody says it, but it's so true.
It's facts.
Make it because you want to. Make it because it's missing in your life. So like I said, bro, like I said 1,000s of times to everybody that I meet, like be the bandage that the world couldn't give you. You see what I mean? Like show up for yourself.
That's a fact.
Fuck. It's not hard.
Yeah.
It costs this much to be good and it costs this much to show up for yourself. Super nice.
It's like this is the answer. These are the answers. These are the clips.
Y'all looking everywhere. Stop. Don't look nowhere.
Don't look nowhere else.
Yeah.
What do you see for you and your art if you could paint your future?
You know, I always have a dream where, you know, during like not so good periods and like a lot of I have lucid dreams a lot every night.
Yeah.
Almost every night. That's why I smoke, to just like
not have lucid dreams.
Just pass out.
Some of them
just pass
some
out.
of them be heavy.
Some of them be too much.
Yeah, like,
I'm like, oh my god, damn. But I see a lot of trend where I see a lot of like a mirror and no reflection.
Whoa.
And I see that as like a symbol. I always tell people this too, because it's like it keeps popping up in a sense of like not shaming me in that way, but more like, hey, go find it, like type. So if I were to paint something, I'd probably paint whatever's in that mirror.
Wow.
Whatever's in that mirror would probably be something I would love to see.
Secondary question to this question. I said I wasn't going to do it, but I'm going to do it because I'm interested. Yeah. What do you feel that dream means? Like the mirror without a reflection. Like what do you? Because that I know in like a lot of dreams are based off of unconscious information, and so I know in the back of your mind, you know, vampires don't have a reflection. But do you feel like it's related to that, or do you feel like it's related to a different message in your life?
I don't think it has to do with like
vampires.
But like,
it's not Twilight.
Jump in the house. Jump in the house. No, not Cardi.
Oh.
No. I think what it means is more like, when will you show up? More like an invitation, like, hey, you've been kind of running away from love that people give back to you and you feel like you don't really deserve that.
Wow.
You know?
That hit. Okay, so
But then
that's the same with me, bro. Like I
yeah,
feel like I'm a person that like I get
it's like
blessings and I
you
ask about
ask
them.
yourself like the point of the show and the point of a lot of the art that I do is to answer that cathartic feeling of like, hey, why is the world so mad at me
Mm.
for nothing? You
Right.
know?
But
For
what makes you feel like the world's mad at you? Like what?
well, I'm saying in like I feel like you know I was like bullied in when I was
Facts.
a kid and
Facts.
shit. And then like with breakups and shit, and it's in the school and it's big school. People go around telling people that I did something wrong, or they go around saying I did crack, or like
Mm-hmm.
I did some dumb shit, or I'm a cheater, or I
Right.
hurt people. And I'm like I can't control none of what anybody say about me.
Facts.
But I know for one thing for sure is that like I with this show, with talking to you, with everything that comes after the show, I know that I showed up for me.
Facts.
Like I said from the jump.
Facts. Because
Like
that's a fact. You can't go and defend yourself in every conversation
no,
that you're not even in
let me
sometimes, you
protect
know.
the love that I know.
Facts.
Like what?
Facts. That's real.
And promote the love that I know. You know what I
Mm-hmm.
mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that's art. That's
Mm.
my first and my forever.
Mm. So
Like
painting your future would mean painting yourself being there, just more.
just more of us, more of the people that I love,
Mm-hmm.
more community,
Facts.
change what has been done the same way over and over.
Facts. Facts.
Homage to ASAP or, you know, whatever.
Yeah, always strive and prosper. Okay,
That's a
so
fact, bro.
if you had, this is the last question so far. Honestly, one of the greatest conversations I've had in my life. So I'm grateful for this, like you opening up and
Likewise.
giving your
Likewise.
information. If you had one chance to motivate the next creator to get up and start their journey, what would you tell them?
Ooh.
Yeah.
So
One
just to
chance. One
sum
chance.
one chance.
Mm-hmm.
Mom spaghetti. These homes are heavy. No, I'm playing. I would. You gotta move with love and you gotta terrorize with care.
Whoa. Whoa, give me the I know move with love. Give me terrorize with care. Give
You
me
kill
what
them
that
with
means.
kindness.
Damn, why that went over my head? That
Simple. I just have my own version.
oh,
Because I like my own
terrorize with
sauce in it.
care. That's like
Bro.
a Care Bear with a machine gun.
Yeah,
That's
like,
hard.
bro, like every song has its own remix. Let me have my shit too. You know what I
Facts,
mean? I'm gonna
facts,
have my
facts.
nice little
That's why
remix.
Shakespeare got nice. Shakespeare was
Yeah,
nice
what
because
the
he was
hell?
just
Yeah, like
like
he was there, like, I don't know, B.I.G. or somebody.
facts. He really was. He was like pocket big.
He was there
But
at their
back in
time,
the
yeah.
day, like he was going crazy.
When that shit dropped, like on the 1800s radar, on the radar, we're like, holy shit, bro.
Shakespeare just dropped by.
Tap in.
I got it. All right, so the last part that I want you to do for everybody watching is just let them know how they can tap in with you. Let them know how they can get, further into your vibe,
Yeah.
further involved with. I'm saying Wholesome Era, but that's your event. So further with your studio, further with any event that you have in the future when they come to New York.
Just I guess you'll find me. I mean, my Instagram's literally I found Sim. And Instagram for my art is MLSC Studio. I rock MLSC to death. Like
Yes,
till
sir.
death.
And the logo
Everything.
fire.
But type like, you can catch me on that. I'm not on Twitter. I'm not on TikTok. I don't have one.
Copy.
Don't ever call me on there. I don't even have one type. So I have my phone number, but you gotta tap in with my DM first. Yeah, you gotta slide in first. But there's that, and you'll catch me outside.
Facts.
What the hell,
bro? I appreciate you, bro.
Of
Greatest
course, bro.
first episode on earth, bro.